Hey everybody, so I made it to the trail. The whole plan was shot again. It's super annoying, but I woke up early and I wanted to come out and I wanted to enter the trail from the side I knew and come out on the side I didn't know. Unfortunately, the bus doesn't always take the same route into the one town I needed to go to. And I could have swore the schedule said it did, but it didn't. So I have to do the whole trip backwards, which is alright. I contemplated doing that anyway, but I wanted to pick up groceries too. So yeah, it kind of like, now I got to get groceries in the other town, and they definitely don't have as good a selection. The worries about this trip is, last bus is a little after 5. I'm assuming by now it's probably about lunch. So that gives me approximately, we'll say 4.5 hours to complete this hike. Now it says in the, it says on the Google satellite thingy that this is 8 miles and will take 3.5 hours to complete. It's basically a road. Alright. So I highly doubt either of those things are true. 3 hours for 8 miles goes down to like, 22.5 minutes per mile? I think I could do a wee bit better than that. Another thing is, it's all pretty much flat. Like, I don't think there's going to be any actual woods. In which I kind of thought that, because this is a pretty popular, pretty long trail. And there's probably offshoots I could take. But considering how far away this is from my house, and me having to rely on a bus, I gotta try to keep it simple, so I don't end up having to walk 20 miles back to my house. Because that would not be a good thing. I said I wanted to take a 20-mile hike this year, but I wanted to, be prepared for it. So yeah. This is kind of like a leading up thing. This is like a precursor, like me climbing those hills. This is like a precursor to the 20-mile thing. I think I want to wait till fall to do it. Because by then, I should have shaken off most of the winter rust. But you never know, never know. So, here's what I actually think is going to happen, alright? When I looked at the Google map thingy, not only did going in or coming out this way look complicated, because there's a bunch of little loop-de-loops and junk, that I couldn't get rid of. I couldn't make it do like a straight line. It had to go like figure eighting all over town to get me to this trail to Walmart. That's not the case. I made a few unnecessary turns, but it is not, I do not have to do the hokey pokey to get to the trail. So I don't think it's going to be a full 8 miles. I think that probably cut out about half a mile already. Furthermore, I mean, I kind of slowed my pace a lot from when I used to hike with other people, but I don't think it's 22 minutes a mile. So I don't know where they got that average from. So I think I might be still might be slightly above average. So we'll kind of see about that. As long as, if I can make it to the next town by about 4, it'll be a good time. I didn't bring a phone or any way to tell time. So, just gonna cross my fingers. I mean, the hike I normally take is far from flat, and it's about 5 miles. So this shouldn't be that bad. This is pretty much flat the entire way, and it's only probably 7 miles. I think 8 miles is a bit of a stretch, but we'll see. Actually, this will be a good way to tell if my other hike is about 5 miles, because if I'm like way more tired by the end of this one, that means maybe I misjudged the length of the other one, but I don't think so. So as you can see, like there's yards and houses right here, so it's like there's not a lot of privacy back here. But this is like I said, 20 miles away from my house, so I'm a little more lax about people seeing me film, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal. I'm still gonna cut out if I go through any, real public areas, or if I see anybody coming. Unless that becomes a normal thing, then I'll probably just cut it out of the film. But we'll see. The reason for me coming here has already kind of been a success. Besides the grocery shopping thing failing and me having to go the opposite way, both those things are an inconvenience. But I did get those bug repellent bracelets. I was gonna do like a product review. I bought 3 different kinds. They were real cheap. I mean, I think it came out to for 2 of them was less than $1 a bracelet, and the other one was about $1 a bracelet. But one of them has more chemicals in it, so hopefully it does better. The problem I have with I wanted to do kind of a product review, but that's something that's going to take a lot of time, because it's something I got to actually test and wear out in the woods and stuff. Wear by the lake. But that guy helped me with directions. I don't think he saw me, but even though I'm wearing this really bright shirt, but I want to wear them out by the lake and stuff and see how good they do, see how good they are. I'm not going to do like a product review. When I bought them before, they worked. They weren't amazing, but they worked. The problem I have with the product is, except the most expensive one, none of them say like the radius, how long they last. So it's like here's this bracelet, it should keep bugs away, good luck. It's bad business, in my opinion. I bought them all to test them out, but I think the one that was a little over $1 by itself is probably going to be better than the rest, because it says on the package, 300 hours. So I'm pretty excited about that, and I'm not sure when the 300-hour mark starts. Like when I open the package, I don't know. It's supposed to be like a slow release thing. So I'm hoping if I keep it in a Ziploc bag when I'm not wearing it, it'll last longer. I don't know. I think, in a nutshell, I got a pack of 4, a pack of 6, and then 1. And and a sandwich, an energy drink, a pack of 4, a pack of 6, and 1. And that was like $11. It was like $8 for all 11 bracelets. So there goes a chunk of my yard sale money. But it's something I was planning to buy anyway. So, this will hopefully help me, go more out in the woods and stuff. Now I'll just have to work on getting shirts like this, but long sleeved, to block out some of the sun, because I don't like wearing sunscreen. And probably some sort of high socks. Like I have 1 pair, but I would get a couple other pairs to protect from poison ivy. And then I think I'd be, in a better position to go on more complicated and dangerous hikes. Got something stuck in my tooth. It's annoying. Another thing is, I'm wearing my super light shoes again today. I didn't want to really, but it's one of those situations where it was early in the morning. It was straight up laziness. I wanted to wear my boots, but I never took this hike before. I knew it was going to be a relatively tame as far as terrain was concerned, so I thought I would, wear the lighter ones just to test the water, and then I could wear the heavy ones other times. So look at that. That right there, that's poison ivy. Right there. See, it grows on that side of the road. It doesn't grow on this side of the road, because that side gets more sunlight. I think don't quote me, And I think poison ivy, and there's a trail. See? Told you there'd be trails that go off in the middle of nowhere. Obviously, we're not taking that today because I'm not getting poison ivy. But don't quote me on this, but I think poison ivy likes a lot of sunlight. So, like, if it's like you always see poison ivy on like power lines and on the sunny side of the trails. Like, it's usually, that's not like a concrete thing. Like, don't take that as like the moss always grows on the north side of the tree rule. Like, in most cases that is fact, but it's not foolproof. It's not 100%. So, yeah, don't. It's like I said, when I watch a video, when I look something up on the internet, I take it into consideration. I don't believe it. So, I hope you guys do the same. And here comes a biker, so I'm going to go for a minute, see how far I can walk, and we'll talk again in a bit. Alright, I'm back. See, there's benches and stuff. This is more for, like, taking your kids for a walk, and old people and dog walkers. Another random trail. This one probably goes to a house, if I had to bet. Alright. This is definitely more for, like, dog walkers and older people, and not for the more adventurous types. But unfortunately, the more adventurous types, you know, they get the shaft. Everything's posted, everything's against the rules. Can't be here, can't do that. So, yeah. To refrain from getting angry and ranting, we're just gonna ignore that and move on. So I did see 3 bikers so far. I don't really expect to see very many. I think it's gonna be. It is what it is. Like, not a lot of people do this, and I think there's a magnitude of reasons for that. But it's kind of depressing. I think, like, I may have said this before, but I think the world went too far, or the society went too far. Like, we crossed the line from making life more comfortable to greed and laziness. And I think we crossed that line quite a while ago, but it's just more obvious now. It's sad, really. Not one of those things that are just going to irritate me. So, moving on. What's the big plans? Got a message yesterday. The guy I used to cut the grass for that passed away, that I used to help him and his daughter. Well, I probably mentioned that we had a bit of a disagreement. I think I mentioned it whenever I talked about the guy at the bar that basically asked me for a tip. I think those two annoyances went hand in hand. Like, bold, the audacity of these people. This is a far more interesting thought process here. So, she messaged my grandmother, because I don't have a phone, obviously, and nobody is supposed to know YouTube, so, like, there's not really a way for anybody to get a hold of me anymore, because, you know, after my Facebook got hacked, and I was paying for a phone to talk to, like, literally one person and play Pokemon Go, I decided that it just wasn't worth it, you know, having my friendships and life destroyed by an internet app, and, you know, paying $40 a month to talk to one person to play a game, just not worth it. Unfortunately, it makes it hard for people to contact me, but, I mean, I'm not exactly hiding, so if they wanted to contact me, they would be fully capable of contacting me. Anyways, she contacted my grandmother and asked me to call her. I thought about it for about 30 seconds, and I was like, you know what? It's not like I'm doing anything. Let's see what's going on. Maybe I'll finally get at least one apology. So that was where my thought process was there. She's apparently moving, and she wants me to stop by to say hi. I feel like this is like a trap. Like I feel like it's some sort of trap, because first off, if, you know, Grand Pumbaa grandma knew about this and it wasn't bad, she probably would have deleted the message. So, not that I know for a fact she does that. I'm just imagining, as long as she's trying to control every facet of the situation, that if she thought it was a good thing, she would have just made it go away. So, because it was on her Facebook. So, that has me a bit suspicious. But, I mean, what's the worst that can happen? I already lost 5 years of my life. I'm already branded, labeled, and looked down upon. Well, what's the worst case scenario here? So, I was like, alright. I was like, I'll come up. I said, I told her that I was looking for her son anyway, because I wanted to see if he wanted to buy the coffee machine and the toaster oven instead of me ripping it apart, so that, you know, I'd get a little more money for it and it would actually get put to use. So she was like, yeah, so it's gonna benefit me in a way in the long run. So it's like, so I was like, whatever, let's do it, you know? Plus, apparently she's moving. When the old man died, I think she had 2 sisters. And the beautiful thing about people dying is it never brings families closer together. And not in a good way. Unfortunately, when somebody dies in the family, and a lot of people don't talk to each other for a while, and they all get together, what you get is a bunch of fighting. And when the fighting's done, you got everyone sticking their hand out for a piece of the pie. Let me put it to you this way. I probably spent more time with that old guy than at least one of his daughters did. And I'm sure I'm not going to stick my hand out. I didn't go and stick my hand out. But I bet she did. You get what I'm saying? It's kind of pretty. They're doing this all over town. I met the painter once, but never really didn't talk to him much. Anyways, it's kind of a... Oh man, that's bad. Oh, that's bad. I hope one of these signs tell me which way goes which way. I don't remember there being a fork in the trail. Oh man. I really don't even care. I got 2 oranges, a bottle of water, and an energy drink. I'll make it. Snake. Come on. Get out of here. Don't be brave. Don't be brave. I don't want you to get run over by a bike. Get out of here. He's a pretty one. That might be a copperhead. Unfortunately, don't be stupid, dude. There. Oh no, it's one of those red belly racers. They're not poisonous. I think snakes can launch themselves 1.5 times their body length. So, when dealing with snakes, it's always dangerous. I would have caught that little guy if I knew my grandmother wouldn't throw a fit. I caught one before and I used it for fishing bait. And I kind of wished I would have been able to keep it as a pet because I think they're really cool looking. Oh man. You know, the one time I actually want to see people and no one's around. Blankety blank blank trail. Extension 2 miles. That's the highway. Like, I'm pretty sure I gotta go that way. Because I think this way is gonna loop back around and go towards the lake. We'll see how good my sense of direction is. Time out. I'll be right back. Okay. This is the right way. So it was the way I thought it was. Somebody came by and I asked them. Funny thing is that first I was standing in the middle of the road waiting for them to catch up to me so I could ask them, and that already looked weird, right? Then I stopped and asked them, and they told me, this is the right way to go, and they started running up, and I thought they were going to go for a while, but they turned around, like, I don't know, 30 yards ahead of me, and doubled back. Now, as they were doubling back, or right before they turned around, I was pulling out my camera to get back to talking to you guys, and I wonder if she thought I was taking a picture of her. Because it looked really suspicious. Anyways, you know what? I didn't, and that's all that, like I know I didn't, that's all that matters. But yeah, so I'm going the right way, and my suspicions were correct. It's about 7 miles, so got a bit of a journey to go. Like I said, it ain't gonna be that big of a deal. With the trees being this tall on both sides, I should be having intermittent amount of shade. So, and I have some water, so I mean, it should be fine. So we'll see. What else? What else is there? What was I talking about? I don't know if I finished up with me going up there. So apparently I'm going up to talk to her before she moves. Don't ask me why. I mean, I already think it's kind of suspicious. I'm only getting $10 for the toaster oven and the Keurig. But the way things happened, everyone deserves a second chance. It wasn't one of those situations where she outright did something to, like, full on, like, destroy any amount of, trust or whatever we had with the business agreement we had going on. I mean, I already kind of knew what kind of person she was like, and that's why I considered quitting when the old man died. But I didn't, because she kind of needed the help, and now she's moving. It'll put a nice little bow on things. No hard feelings. Life sucks for everyone. Yada yada yada. So I figured it'd be a good way of doing things. Plus, it's not like okay, this is where I sound like a jerk again, but my options being sit in my room playing stupid video games, or go get $10 and have a short conversation with somebody that I used to work with. I mean, nothing bad should happen. Doesn't mean nothing bad will happen. And nothing bad should happen. And even if it does, I don't want drama. I don't want any more trouble. But I already lost. Like whatever's happening to me, whatever happened to cause all this, it doesn't really matter anymore. I already lost. I lost my good friends, I lost my backup friends, I lost most of my family, I lost the people that I almost consider friends, and I'm back in probably the worst place that I could possibly live without being, like, under a bridge. So, I mean, I lost. As to be expected, of course. You can't put, like, you can't put, like, an 18-year-old kid in a boxing ring with who's a good fighter right now? McGregor's a good fighter. You can't just put like a random high school student in a boxing ring with McGregor and expect there to be even a snowball's chance of him winning unless McGregor drops dead of a heart attack in the ring. So it's like that. It's just like that. You can't expect a professional tennis player to beat a professional chess player in chess. Or you can't expect a professional chess player to beat a professional tennis player in tennis. If they have no background, no skill, no motivation, don't know the game, you're not going to win against somebody that's experienced. It's just not going to happen. So I figured, best case scenario, I get $10, put a nice little bow on a conclusion of her life. We both move on, no harm, no foul. Worst case scenario, there's some other horrific story or rumor that gets started about me that makes people hate me more. I'm in a position now where it's like, I don't want to say I have nothing to lose, because I have things to lose, just not very much. So it's like, yeah, that's pretty much it. Wonder what all that is. Maybe we'll find out someday. Okay, I think I'm gonna go for a while. I'm not sure what else to talk about, so I'll try to piece together some semblance of a storyline while I'm walking, and I'll catch you guys in probably a mile or two and take a little break from the chit chat and enjoy nature, unless I find something cool along the way, which is highly unlikely. This is a fairly well-traveled trail, so unless somebody dropped their wallet, I don't think I'm gonna find anything cool. I'm back for a few minutes. I probably walked about a mile, maybe 3/4 since the last time I talked to you. A couple more bikers passed me. I am, in fact, I asked another person to, get a second opinion. I am, in fact, going towards where I need to be going. So, yeah. There's a guy up there. At least it doesn't have a shirt on, so I'm assuming it's a guy. How long do you think it'll take me to overtake him? Right now, I'd say we're probably about 40 yards apart. There was nobody in front of me before, and he's going the same direction. So I'm thinking 15 minutes. It'll be like right up on him at this rate. I don't know though. I might back off and just chill. I don't like people walking behind me. I don't like walking behind people. So it's maybe I'll just maybe I'll get right up next to him and I'll just start sprinting. No, I won't do that either. Way too lazy. It's way too hot. No sprinting for me. It's probably about high 70s, low 80s. I strongly considered grabbing a slushie at Sheetz, but I decided I didn't need all that sugar. I got an energy drink that's loaded with calories left. I drank the 0-calorie one first with breakfast. Had a turkey sandwich on wheat, 2 cookies, and a bag of beef jerky. I figured that'd be a fairly good, fairly balanced meal. I could have done without the cookies, but I'm hiking approximately 8 miles. I think I'll be all right. And I didn't eat anything for actual breakfast because there's nothing to go with my morning coffee beverage. All right, I'm gonna continue enjoying the trail. This guy must be able to hear me talk because he keeps looking over his shoulder, so I'm probably freaking him out. Pretty flowers. I think called bluebells, maybe? Not blue balls, you pervert. Bluebells. Which is also weird because they're purple. Anyways, yeah. I'm gonna hike for a little while longer. I'm gonna enjoy the quiet until we hit areas that have more houses and stuff again. And we'll chit chat in a while. Probably. Another garter. It's another little guy. See? Try to get them off the road if I can. I try to get them off the road if I can, so then nobody gets bit or runs them over. So I just passed the landmark. Now I know where I'm at, and I don't know how I feel about it. Like, I'm going the right way, but a sign said I had 4.5 miles to go, and I feel like I didn't really go that far. And whenever I found the landmark that I remember from the Google satellite thingy, it isn't really that far from Walmart. So I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know if the distance traveled from where I was to here just seemed longer, or if I'm walking a lot faster than I thought I was, maybe. I don't have a way to keep track of time, so it's hard to really tell. I'm just, the sign says 4.5 miles, which, according to Google, that would be approximately 90, 100, 102 minutes and 30 seconds. 1 hour, 45 minutes, give or take. So, I mean, according to Google, 1 hour and 45 minutes, we'll be out of here. And I don't think it's even 1 o'clock yet. What that means is I'm going to have plenty of time to shop at the store, if that's correct, for food. I'm going to have plenty of time to stop and pick up the food I need to pick up, if that's all correct. But I'm having my doubts. The reason I recognize the landmark is I wanted to go see a cemetery. I know, the cemetery thing again, right? It's a really old one. It's just a thing I like, you know? I always like cemeteries. I had a few very romantic-esque kind of dates in cemeteries. And I just, always like the year-round Halloween feeling a cemetery kind of gives you. I know however morbid that might seem. Some places, death is celebrated rather than mourned. So, depending on your perspective, I just like the aesthetic. So, especially older ones. But I decided I'm not going to do it this time until I get a feel for exactly what I'm doing here. Because I can always do this again. Like, if I getting here is not that difficult. And now that I'm mapping this out, like, in real life, in real time, instead of using Google Satellite, I can get a much better feel for what I should bring with me, how I want to do things. There's a water reservoir thing down there. I don't know how well you guys can see it. It looks like a good place to go for a swim. I wonder what that is. I did see that on the map too, but I never went to one of those places that were actually active. It's only a couple 100 yards away, or maybe 100 yards away. Maybe that'll be a stop one time too. Yeah, we'll probably do this again. I'll probably do this another time. I gotta be like, I gotta find somebody with a car that would want to come with me, or find somebody that'll pick me up at the end of the trail, and that way I don't have to worry about catching the bus at 5, and I can come out here at like 12 o'clock and hike till 8 if I want to, and I don't have that time restraint, and I can't risk missing the bus, because that's 20 miles, it'd be the hike I'm hiking plus 20 miles, and that's a lot for anybody. Even some of the most seasoned hikers and adventurers would probably say that, hiking 8 miles just for the fun of it, and then having to hike 20 miles home, that's a day. That's a day. So I'm going to try to avoid that. The reason I know for a fact how hard it is I used to work at the Walmart out here. And there were 2 times that I couldn't find a ride home, and I walked. I worked 8 hours and then walked 20 miles. It was very, very much a day. So, Gotta go. No, 2 more bikers. Everyone out here, I don't want to say they're nice, but they're like so chill. You can actually talk to them without feeling like super judged. So that's interesting. I did forget to ask what time it was, which is something I should probably do with the next person I see, considering that I'm not gifted enough to have a cell phone. Now, I mean, honestly, that could be a blessing or a curse. And I could have brought the one I use for music. I just forgot. Well, it is what it is. No big deal. Like I said, if my calculations are correct, we should have a good 2 hours. So I ain't too worried about it. Like, I was expecting to catch like around the 5:30 bus. I might even catch the one earlier, if my calculations are correct. The guy that passed me did the journey I did, except he did it on a bike, so significantly easier. He said he was getting a bit tired, a bit wore out. I was like, this shouldn't be that big of a deal. It's pretty much all flat, you know. Like, yeah, you're not getting that downhill coasting reprieve, but you're not getting that, pump up going up the hills, straining and tiring you out. It's just flat the whole way. And it's really nice. Like, it's just really kind of boring. Like, when I was hiking up the river, and I said I was never going to do it again because it was like literally kind of dangerous, I would prefer that to this, because it's just, at least something could happen. Not like something could happen that's bad. It's just different. It's different. You're not continually walking the same pace on the same elevation on the same terrain. It gives you throws you a couple curveballs here and there. Well, like I said, this is a good and relaxing. That's what it is. I think it's more meant for, it's not quite meant for people that have my expectations. Take a break? No, we'll wait for the next one. I've been deciding to nurse my water. I'm thinking I got a plan. I think I'm gonna nurse this water, then break out the energy drink, then eat an orange, then drink the last water, then eat another orange. And I think that'll get me through the entire journey. The energy drink I got, unfortunately, isn't one of the ones I prefer. And it also is loaded with sugar instead of one of the 0-calorie ones I also prefer. But I figured that if I wait till after my first bottle of water, and then I drink it, and then I drink my next bottle of water, that boost of sugar will be a nice little fill-in. It's probably dumb. Actually, I can almost guarantee it's dumb, but as long as I'm thinking about plans, and then I'm not thinking about other things, right? I'm doing what those Poke Paradise people do. I'm micromanaging my hike. I'm getting it down to the second and the calorie, baby. No, but I do find myself formulating things more often than I used to. Well, I don't want to say more often than I used to, but it's more predominant, but I think that's because I don't have things to distract me from it. Like, I'm always trying to figure out, like, I don't want to say efficiency, but different ways and different plans on how to do things. That might be better or worse, Like taking hikes, Sometimes I'm like, well, I could go this way, and I probably expend less energy, but it's going to take more time. Or I can go this way, and it's going to be a lot harder. I'm going to expend more energy, but I'm probably going to save time. And then I mull that over in my head for 15 minutes. It's a good good distraction, but that's not always a good thing either. Maybe I could figure out more how to fix the bad things if I knew what to think about. Oh well. Once again, I'm gonna go for a while again. Say ever so slightly tired, ever so slightly hungry. But I mean, I've been kind of perpetually hungry from like 5 o'clock yesterday till now, so I'm just getting used to it. And as far as tired's concerned, that could range from, I've been walking non-stop for the last probably 2 hours, and it could range from the fact that I got up early today. So, I mean, a lot of variables, but I'd say I'm still going pretty strong. Biggest drawback by far is the heat. I'd say it's probably about 83 degrees if I had to guess. And as that's not horrible, it's still a bit much for me. I prefer it like 70, 65. And I'll talk to you guys in a little while. I don't want to drag out this too long. Alright. It really hasn't been that long. Somebody just passed me, and I asked for the time. It's about 1:10. So, that's actually like really kind of early. So, I estimated being out of here. I left the house at 10:10 and ended up going all the way to Walmart instead of going to the entrance to the trail that I wanted to go, which brought me out to about 10:45. Let's just say 11 o'clock after I did my shopping for, small lunch and the insect bracelets. We'll say 11 o'clock I left Walmart. So I've been walking for about 2 hours. Granted, probably the first 30 minutes was finding the trail. Yeah, so probably been walking for about an hour and a half, and I'm already halfway done. I would assume about halfway done. So I would say 3 o'clock I'll be out of here. I'll probably be able to get my shopping done and catch the 4 o'clock bus instead of the 5:31. So that's that. Look at that. See that trail? It goes on forever. It's like a straight path forever. Yeah, I would assume that there's probably about 3 miles to go. So, I'll chime in when I see the next sign. But as it stands at this moment, here comes another bike, pretty far back there. As it stands at this moment, it's about 1:10. And I would assume I got approximately 3 miles to go. So, we're making phenomenal time. Next time we can check out those landmarks. But until then, catch you in a bit. On to the energy drink. It's probably a good time for it. I haven't seen any kind of landmark in a while. We are rather close to the stream, so I don't think we're too far away. But I do know there's one more landmark before we're about the 1 mile left mark. So, I don't know how much further that is. We'll see. We'll see. Guy passed me this way, going the way I'm going. He's probably, I would say he's about my age, maybe a couple years older. He's playing like old 90s music, the kind of stuff I like, which is, the other guy, the older guy even, was playing music that I kind of liked. It was like the older 90s rock and punk. And, well, he went down this way, and I kind of assumed, he struck me as the type of guy that was going to go from the town I was coming from to the town he was going to. But he turned around somewhere up here and doubled back. He wanted to give me a fist bump when he rode by on his bike. That was kind of cool. It's kind of cool. Like I said, people around here are certainly different than the people where I come from. It'd be, and we're only 20 miles apart, so that's even like, that even makes it a little bit weirder, because where I come from, your usual greeting would be like being ignored, being glared at, maybe a meek hello, maybe getting stabbed. Like, we don't have people walking around with a smile on their face giving fist bumps where I come from. Like, not very often. Everyone's usually about as miserable as I am in its entirety. Or scared. Or stuck up. I might have to move out here. Yeah, right. To do that, I need a job and a car and a place to live. And all those things seem to elude me. We should be coming up on we should start to come to where I'm familiar. I used to hike out here. I had I know, especially if my nephew watches this, it might come as a shocker to you. But I had a girlfriend out here, and we used to walk this trail once in a while. I walked it by myself once in a while too, but the point is, we came in from the other end, and we'd always walk down towards where I'm coming from. And I don't think we ever went more than like a mile or so, but I do remember the trail. And I do remember some interesting landmarks. Like, I know it's like right beside the creek. There's a creek down there, and there's just some stuff like benches and stuff that I'll recognize. So I don't think we're down to the last mile mark yet. And I thought the fist bumping bike riding 90s dude was something to note. That was something to note, because that was I don't get to see stuff like that very often. So that was pretty interesting. It's like what I expect I would be like if I had my own life, except I probably still have my long hair instead of going bald. Now, then again, maybe not. I mean, one of the big reasons I cut my hair, besides the fact that it's starting to thin out, is it is so bloody hot. Like, it is extra hot. So, like, I don't know how women do it. Like, to be honest, when women have, like, hair down in the middle of their back, that's gotta be, like, extra torture in the summertime. But, hey, you know what? Vanity means that much to you. That's on you. At least my vanity is a double win. One, it keeps me from looking like keeps me from looking like an old guy with a bald spot, and it keeps me a little bit cooler than having long hair. So my vanity is a good thing in this sense. I do miss my hippie hair though. I miss a lot of my hippie aspects. It is what it is. Alright, that was a big moment to note. Now let's take a peek at the creek, and then I'm gonna get back on the trail. No poison ivy, no poison ivy, no poison ivy. Holy crap, there's a bench down there. Oh, there's the creek. I'd climb down there, but I want to see an approximate amount of time that this takes me. And taking breaks is going to mess up my average. I do want to see if there's fish in there, but I don't have any fishing supplies with me. This has my little hobo fishing reel and no bait. So even if there is fish in there, it ain't going to do me any good. Except to have the knowledge that there's fish in there. Alright, got a good view. A cute little story. I'm going to keep on moving. I'll try to have at least one more check-in regardless before the end of the trail. I'm trying to keep this under 45 minutes if I can. Another reason this is going the way it's going is, like, when I take a 20-mile hike, I'm not going to be able to videotape the whole thing. So I'm trying to see how I can make the most of the battery life and the things that go on around me without, just videotaping 20 miles when, 17 miles is probably going to be nothingness. But, alright. I'll catch you at the end. Alright, I think this will be the last check-in. Here's the landmark. The bridge. Goes over a tributary to the creek, I'm pretty sure. This puts us about a mile away from the head of the trail. A little tiny bit more than a mile away from the head of the trail. And it puts us approximately 1.5 miles away from the store. So, we could talk for a moment or two. And I think I'm going to end off this episode. Just wanted to keep it short. And 2, I know where we're coming up on, so it's going to start getting public. And there's, I don't really do the public thing. So, yeah. I don't know what to say. We'll take a quick little peek at the creek. One thing about this trail is it seems like there is a lot of very long, straight areas. The creek, the shady side of the creek, it's deep enough for fish to be there. And I see something that looks like a fish, but nothing too promising. I'd be willing to bet that's a fish, to be honest. But oh yeah, there's another one. There's a few of them. There's fish in there. I think they're watch out for that. There's that board sticking up. Yeah, I think they're trout. If I'm taking my best guess. I know you guys can't see it on the camera, but you can take my word for it. I saw 3 shadows that were very much fish-shaped in very certain areas where a fish would chill. So, yeah, I fish. I used to fish a lot, so I know a thing or two. Anyways, I think that's gonna be it. I think I'm gonna go. Literally another. This is probably a half mile just straight. Then there's going to be a mild bend, and there's going to be another big, huge, straight area, and it's going to take me right out to the town. And that's going to be that. How do I feel? How does that make you feel? I don't know. To me, this was more of a waste of energy, an expenditure of energy. It wasn't completely necessary. Better than what I would be doing, sitting in my house playing video games. So, it's a step up from that. But this trail it doesn't have much to offer me in the sense of entertainment. Burning some calories, getting some exercise, fresh air. It's definitely new, but it's just a completely flat, huge straight areas. Great for bike riders, great for older people, maybe dog walkers, people with kids, but somebody looking to get out in the wilderness, not so much. Not so much at all. But to be honest, I kind of knew what I was getting into, because like I said, I hiked from the other way about a mile. While I hiked from the beginning to that bridge at least once. So, like, I kind of knew how things looked. So, that's the best I could say. As far as walks I took, I'm definitely feeling ever so slightly drained, but as I said before, I don't do well in direct sunlight. I don't do well in heat. If I did this at nighttime, I could probably walk this whole way and whole way back, and it wouldn't even bother me. But the sun and the heat, it can kill me, like, no joke. So it's like, usually when I do stuff, I chalk a majority of my fatigue up to the weather. If it was pouring down rain, hazy, this would be nothing to me. If it was nighttime, this would be nothing to me. But because of the sun and stuff, I do feel ever so slightly drained. But, I mean, I'm not the peak icon of physical fitness I used to be. So, it's 7-8 miles. That's a decent journey. I mean, that's not difficult for any stretch of the imagination. But it is a decent journey. So, it's about what I expected. God, it's getting annoying. Things are about what I expect. And that's never really a good thing. Because I usually expect the worst. Or the mediocre. Why can't I have a more sunny disposition? Maybe if I start expecting way better things, I'll start getting better things. I'll walk around with that sense of entitlement. Because I feel like I'm a millennial mother. I want my cheeseburger and I want it now. Nah, that's not the kind of person I am. Yeah, it just seems like, for better or for worse, a lot of things are the way I expect them to be. And usually that dictates a flat line or a descent. It's usually not a good thing. It could be a neutral thing. It could be something that's not really good and not really bad. It could be a bad thing, but it's rarely a good thing. Alright, I chit-chatted long enough. I'm sure this is probably almost an hour. So, I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching. I hope you had at the very least a neutral experience. Maybe if you have higher expectations, maybe it'll be a good experience. Did get some good wildlife shots, I think. The snakes were nothing super rare, but they were cool. I'm so full of crap. Alright. I was walking, and I'm like, oh crap, I did take a wrong turn. Because the creek is on that side. And the creek should be on that side, if I was where I thought I was. But it turns out that going the way I went, I should be coming out on the opposite side of the trail. So I never walked this. That bridge, being about a mile away from the trailhead, was a coincidence. I never walked this part. The part I walked is across the road that way. So yeah, I'm full of crap. It was just that whole bridge monument thing was like a huge coincidence, or waypoint. I don't know what I want to call it, but it was a bloody coincidence, and it must be like the sun going to my head or something. So yeah, I'm in the right place. My brain was just thinking the wrong way, right? Something like that. I don't know. Point in case is I made it. There's the trailhead, and the bridge thing was just a weird coincidence. It just happened to be placed in a very similar location of the other side. I'll catch you guys next time.